Welcome back. After having seen the basic problem of the matrix eigenvalue problem and having seen that the eigenvalue problem is defined only for square matrices and the process of finding out the eigenvalue problem requires the building of the characteristic equation. All these were discussed in the last lecture. Now we'll focus on finding out eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a square matrix by the analytical method. And we restrict to 2 by 2 and 3 by 3 matrices so as to get an idea of how the eigenvalues and eigenvectors have to be determined. Now, eigenvalues are the solutions of the characteristic equation. So they can be real or complex, but two important properties will be required to be satisfied by the eigenvalues. The sum of the eigenvalues must tally with the trace of the matrix, and the product of the eigenvalues should be equal to determinant of the matrix. Obviously, when we take a singular matrix, the determinant is 0, the product of eigenvalues will be 0, which means at least one of the eigenvalues will be 0 for a singular matrix. Now let us slowly take up a simple case of a 2 by 2 square matrix with real entries and find out the characteristic equation, the eigenvalues. Now, the procedure to find the characteristic equation is determinant A minus lambda I is equal to 0. And as already seen, we get a quadratic in lambda, lambda square minus 6 lambda plus 7 is equal to 0. So we solve this and we get lambda is equal to 3 plus or minus root 2. So both the eigenvalues are real. And one observation that can be made straight away is that the given matrix A is symmetric and its eigenvalues are real. So this can be remembered as a fact that any symmetric matrix will return only real eigenvalues. Of course, the values can be positive, negative, and sometimes 0 also. Let us take a 3 by 3 situation. So we take the matrix A is equal to 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 2, minus 5, 4, and we try to find the characteristic equation. So P stands for the trace, 0 plus 0 plus 4, that is 4. Q is the sum of the principal minor determinants, that is 5. And R is the determinant of A, which is 2. The characteristic equation of A is lambda square minus P lambda square plus Q lambda minus R is equal to 0, returning lambda cube minus 4 lambda square plus 5 lambda minus 2 is equal to 0. And when we solve this equation, we get lambda 1 is 2, lambda 2 and lambda 3 both identically equal to 1. Now, this matrix A is not symmetric. Well, we cannot talk about any generalization of such matrices, but we got real eigenvalues. Now, this is another example for finding the characteristic equation eigenvalues. This was selected basically to explain that eigenvalues sometimes can be complex also. The given matrix A is 0, 6, minus 6, 0. The characteristic equation gives us lambda square plus 36 is equal to 0. And the eigenvalues are complex conjugates plus or minus 6i. So here we can make an observation that the given matrix A is skew symmetric and its eigenvalues are purely imaginary. Now let us get into the process of finding out the eigenvectors corresponding to a given eigenvalue. We know that the eigenvalue problem has the basic definition A minus lambda I into x is equal to 0, where x should be a non-trivial vector and lambda is a corresponding eigenvalue. So given an eigenvalue lambda, we plug in this value in the above homogeneous system and find the rank of the coefficient matrix A minus lambda I. The number of linearly independent eigenvectors corresponding to an eigenvalue is given by the rule n minus r, where n is the order of the matrix and R is the rank of A minus lambda I for that specific lambda. So let us take an example. It's a 3 by 3 matrix which is symmetric. So first we build the characteristic equation, and as anticipated, the eigenvalues are real because the matrix is symmetric. Let me explain finding the eigenvector corresponding to lambda 1 is equal to 0, which can be repeated for the other eigenvalues also. So you plug in lambda 1 is equal to 0 in the equation A minus lambda I into x is equal to 0, and you get 8 minus 6, 2, minus 6, 7, minus 4, 2 minus 4, 3 into x is equal to 0. When you check the rank of this matrix, you get the rank is 2. Hence, we shall have n minus r number of eigenvectors, that is 3 minus 2, which is 1 eigenvector. So lambda is equal to 0, we'll have just one eigenvector. And you could use the method of cross multiplication on any two rows which are linearly independent. And from school mathematics, you can easily do that. And we get the vector as 1, 2, 2 transpose. So this is the eigenvector corresponding to lambda is equal to 0. We repeat the same thing for lambda 2 is equal to 3 and lambda 3 is equal to 15. Because all of them are distinct, without any difficulty, you can build eigenvectors by selecting any two linearly independent rows and applying the method of cross multiplication. Once we get all the three eigenvectors, we can store them in a matrix called P, which is called the modal matrix, but these vectors must be stored in columns. Now, because this particular problem has a symmetric matrix with distinct eigenvalues, one observation is the column vectors of P, that means the eigenvectors, are mutually orthogonal. That means x1 dot x2 or x1 dot x3 or x2 dot x3 are all 0. This plays a very, very important role when we discuss the concept of diagonalization. There is a second example which I have selected. In this case, you can see that there's a multiplicity of eigenvalues. Lambda is equal to 1 is repeated twice, and there's a distinct eigenvalue 2. When we take lambda is equal to 1 and find its eigenvector, the coefficient matrix has a rank 2. Therefore, it produces exactly one vector by selecting any two linearly independent rows, and we get 1, 1, 1. For lambda 2 is equal to 2 again, we find the matrix of the coefficient matrix is 2, returning only one vector. So we have exactly two eigenvectors for this matrix, not 3. So therefore, one cannot build the modal matrix P for such a case. So these two contrasting examples will play a very important role when we talk about the concept of diagonalization. So I hope all of you have understood the process of finding out eigenvalues and eigenvectors.